Thanks everyone for being here today. It's a real honor to be putting this on, especially people that came from last year and came back. That shows some real commitment and integrity, and it shows that you care, you know? It really does. What a time to be alive. Seriously. We've got a worldwide New World Order, technocratic, tyrannical police state being built around us as we speak, while simultaneously we have the great awakening, rising consciousness of humanity growing every day as the people of the world awaken to the reality that a literal spiritual battle of light versus dark is playing out here in physicality amongst us. And we get to be aware and awake and involved in this fight for humanity, in this fight for consciousness. Wow. And we're the front runners. I know it seems like we're surrounded by darkness, but we've been given this mission to wake up first, to guide the way for people, to shine our light so bright, to let others find their way out of the dark. And I promise we're not alone, and we will win this battle. It seems like it's slow moving. It's because we come from spirit, we come from light, and now we're in physical form, and it feels like molasses. But it's happening. It's just slower than we all would want. But we are waking up first for a reason. Last year, I was here talking with a friend, and he mentioned to me about how these anti-chemtrail rallies, what they do is they give people permission to speak up about this crucial topic. And he was absolutely correct. Like, look around you. Perfectly normal, beautiful people. Nothing that the media would paint would be of the kind of people that would be here today. It's inspiring to know that we're not alone. So by having these rallies, we give the people of the UK and the people of the world permission to stand up and speak up about chemtrails. These rallies, they give permission, but also even just little things in our daily lives can give people permission to act and to think. A simple example is how I live in this tiny, quiet town. And when I got back from the last rally, I still had some stickers left over, which I have some great stickers that are just like these shirts that were made, Cloudy with a Chance of Chemtrails. So please, I have stickers, I have flyers, I've got DVDs, I've even got some more t-shirts to hand out. And then if you don't have a badge button, they're commemorative. It's like a memory, so you'll remember. And then actually last year I gave out stickers that look just like these badges, and some people still have both, which is really sweet. So I got back from coming here last year, went back to my small sleepy town in Oregon, which is basically Northern California in the US, and I put up one of my chemtrail stickers on an abandoned signpost. And later I went by to see if my sticker was still there. And it was. And more stickers had joined me of all different types. Activism-related stickers, artistic stickers. The signpost was nearly filled with stickers. And I realized that just by putting that sticker up, I had given them permission, the others. They realized my sticker made it, and theirs could too. I had given them permission in the spirit of activism and solidarity, which was true power. And it seems small, but it's not. The people coming together. And it's what they fear the most. People coming together. And it can be as simple as a sticker or as inspiring as a rally such as this. Things small and big, it will inspire others. And with inspiration comes hope. And with hope, anything can happen. Hope is very powerful and much needed in this world today. What is power? Hope is power. Truth is power. The people are power. We are power. By force, they think that they can imitate power and gain control of our minds, control of our actions. But force is just manipulation. Force is not power. By force, they can only give the illusion of power. But through force, they want to control our future, and we cannot let that happen. The control starts with the mind. Our governments and mainstream media will mislead us and confuse us and lie to us, which is one of the biggest reasons why the awakening surrounding chemtrails has been so slow. I know it feels like molasses, believe me, people, but it's happening. People are waking up. They attempt to control our minds, and it's no wonder they call themselves government, which literally means control of the mind in Latin. The mainstream media and government attempt to confuse us and manipulate our minds by saying chemtrails are a crazy conspiracy theory, while solar geoengineering is a solution for mitigating the lie that is global warming, all the while breaking their own rules as they build massive AI surveillance data centers which put a strain on the energy grid, use up our water resources, and even emit incredible amounts of heat. If they really cared about, quote, global warming, they wouldn't be building these data centers as we speak. In the US right now, there's over 3,000 massive data centers being built, new ones. And so many people are scratching their heads and asking, why? What do we need this for? And they're quiet about it because they don't want to say it's for digital currency, technocracy, social credit system, surveillance. They won't tell us that, or we'd all reject it with all our might. Funny how also chemtrails are a crazy conspiracy theory, while geoengineering is our supposed solution to the global warming climate change lies. While if you know the truth, you know that chemtrails and geoengineering are the exact same thing. Meanwhile, the weather is actually being engineered by chemtrails on a near daily basis. Other terms get thrown around in an attempt to confuse the public. Some of us may have heard the terms solar geoengineering or stratospheric aerosol injections or solar radiation management or stratospheric aerosol transport and nucleation program, which the UK government just casually calls the Satan program, used to block out the sun. All of these are just synonyms for the word chemtrails, but designed to sound scientific, to sound specialized, to confuse us. They literally call their sun blocking program that they publicly launched last year, the UK government, they call it Satan, which is so revealing and telling, as this is truly a battle of dark versus light, a battle of good and evil. Regardless of the terminology you give it, this is an ongoing crime against humanity, and it must be stopped. Thank you. For many, chemtrails is the beginning of a massive awakening. It sure was for me. I'll tell you what, chemtrails changed my life. They really did. It doesn't stop at just waking up to the spraying. It continues. This rally isn't just about chemtrails. It's about truth, the frequency of truth. And once you are on the frequency, resonant vibration wavelength of truth, the other lies become obvious. All the lies, not just the lies in our skies. And all of the New World Order nonsense lies are contingent upon the world staying asleep. But the smelling salt to all of it can be the chemtrails. It's like once you open your eyes to one thing and see that they're lying about something so massive like that, you start to see the other lies become prevalent and obvious and palpable. It's like this door is opened up for you and you can see the rest of the world for what it is. It's like you put on the glasses and you can finally see. Because if you can wake up to the fact that they're spraying the skies in secret and have been doing so for decades, you can open your mind to so much more and start to see the deep connections of it all and comprehend the complexity of Agenda 2030 and the New World Order. People say that protests are pointless. You can give it another word. You can call it a rally. But either way, those people do not see the bigger picture. One day, all of this may be taken away from us, for one. And let's be real, not all protests are created equal. As far as the chemtrails go, people are still waking up. This is just the beginning of the awakening, and every single nudge matters to shake the people from their slumber. And events like this show people that there are others, that they're not alone. And being awake and alone it can be a scary place. You don't feel comfortable talking to others about it. You think everyone around you is a zombie. You know, it's even in London, I walk around here and I'm like trying to pass out my chemtrail flyers, and I know very few people are receptive. But they're out there. Our people are out there, and we need to wave our flags, and we need to find our tribe. I like to especially go to farmers markets. I've noticed that the vendors at farmers markets, 9 times out of 10, they're like, oh, I know all about that. I'm not going to wave my flag. I'll lose a little business, but I know all about that. And I make friends at farmers markets wherever I go, all around the world. Doesn't matter where I am. There's the people that are in touch with the earth, that are growing food for their family and for a living. They are the ones that are very aware. They're the salt of the earth. And their normal they're normal, nice, family-oriented people. Also, regarding this rally, there are children here today who will one day grow up knowing that we tried, knowing that we paved the way for them to have a better future, that their parents cared about this important issue and were not afraid to get involved. We are here to give those children hope, which is what they need so badly in this polarized world of light and dark. We must give the light hope as we raise warriors unapologetically, those who will be the ones that will need hope even more than we do. So we've got work to do, and activism needs you to get involved and show your support to help push this awakening along. The lockdowns surely got some people thinking, so now is the opportunity to really open their minds and help show them the way. The government needed a term to compartmentalize and ridicule those who were thinking for themselves, so the term conspiracy theorist was born. This bullying, peer ridicule, is groupthink playground tactics used against those speaking truth. But the tides are shifting, and we truthers are proud conspiracy theorists. At least I know that I am. It's time to flip that term on its head. You know, when people laugh at you, it's like they don't know. and they should be the ones being shunned, really, at this point, at this stage in the game. I see the negative connotation fading away as more people wake up and we find unity in truth. The writing is on the wall. They think that they can poison our air, poison our water, and build a digital prison for us and our children, and that we won't do anything about it. But we were born to see through their lies. We can see right through their plan, and they are only waking up more and more people as they go and show their true colors. Every day, people are waking up to the New World Order agenda, and the awakening is unstoppable. And those in charge are honestly terrified. That's why they do everything that they do. Old, young, short, tall, black, white, we don't care who you are. As long as you are honoring truth, you're part of our team. We aren't here to debate chemtrails anymore. That time has passed. I mean, they are literally admitting it. We are here in response to this attack on sovereignty and to help awaken those who are still asleep and to gather our tribe. We are the last stand. Humanity is relying on us. Let's show them the way. Thank you. So, there's a few speakers that weren't able to come today. And one important aspect that I think is very empowering, because I had an herbalist that was coming, and I'm going to reiterate some things that I spoke about a little earlier when I was doing the mic check, so that we can be empowered with truth and walk away with some sort of solutions and not feel hopeless. Because I like to say, if we can't immediately change what's outside of us, we can at least change what's inside of us. So we can, thank you. So we can all do a little better and pick up routines in our life that help us. By knowing what's going on, we can detox these constituents in the chemtrails. So for one, I like to do sauna regularly. And I get my body like detoxing. And I drink clean spring water, which I have access to a spring. But if you don't have access to a spring, you can get yourself a reverse osmosis system, or even just a, what's it called? Distiller, thank you. A distiller. Drinking clean water is very important because there are things in the tap water that don't come out in normal filters, and we can't always get clean water. So clean water and cleaning our bodies out with sauna, regular sweating. Also, what we put in our body is very important. I know there's a lot of processed foods out there, and I like to say, if I can't read it, I don't eat it. And I like to pass that down to the next generation. If I can't read it, I don't eat it. Learn about the Dirty Dozen. Learn about GMO foods. Learn about trying to eat organic and supporting your local farming and learning how to grow your own food. All it takes is a handful of seeds, and where there's a will, there's a way. I know a lot of us, I live in an apartment, I can't do that. You can get an allotment. You can get a little pot. You can do a little garden bed somewhere. You can help someone else out. We can always learn. I grew up in the city, and it took me, I was in my 30s. I'm now 45. I was in my 30s, and I got a job on an organic farm, and I thought I knew so much. I was like 32 at the time, and I did not know until I worked on a potato farm that potatoes grew potatoes. I couldn't believe it. I was actually in shock. They were trying to grow in my cupboard in the dark, and I didn't know what that even was. And then I learned you put the potato in the ground, and it actually grows potatoes, and potatoes are very, very, very easy to grow. But these are simple steps towards self-sustainability and resilience that we can all take. And I know it seems simple, but the children are just in awe when you show them this. And then when they learn that they don't have to rely on the supermarket, that they don't have to rely on the government, that eventually we can take our power back through community resilience, or maybe setting up a community-supported agriculture system in our neighborhood. All it takes is a neighborhood getting involved. So one family grows tomatoes, one family grows potatoes, and then they start to trade. Another family grows carrots, And all of a sudden now you don't have to get tomatoes, carrots, and potatoes from the store anymore because the people are taking care of themselves. And then you can build off of that. All it takes is one step in the right direction. And as the world starts to become more and more digitized, and the digital ID is coming, and the digital currency is coming, we have to build a parallel, perpendicular society that functions alongside of this dystopia, this technocracy. And we can do it. We will do it. And once we do it, we will show others how amazing it is, and they will come on board. It will happen. It's happening. Where I live, I'm blessed by living around farmland, and a lot of people are already talking about this. You'd be surprised the conversations that people are having that you would think are normies. So we're talking about the creation of a barter system, and I'm getting really involved in it and spearheading this. It's a ledger system, and it's involvement. People have to be involved, and it's contributionism. And if you're not playing your part, you're not involved. But people start to trade things, and it starts to snowball, and then you have a system set up so when they do switch over to a digital currency, you don't have to play ball. You don't have to. That doesn't have to be a part of your reality. And like I said in my speech earlier, we have to show the next generation that there is another way, but not just show them, but teach them and guide them and give them a torch worth bearing, pass them a torch worth keeping alive, because we are the generation of this transition. We have the eyes to see what is next. Therefore, we must act accordingly. We can't just sit idle and watch this all happen. We can't. We owe it to our ancestors. We owe it to our children. We owe it to the grandchildren's grandchildren that aren't even born yet. So back to detoxing. There's ways to get the heavy metals out of our system. It's no wonder that the number one cause of death in the UK is now Alzheimer's and dementia, which comes from aluminum toxicity buildup in the brain. We can remove these heavy metals from our system by taking herbs that are silica rich, because silica bonds to aluminum, pulls it out of our system. We can avoid fluoride. Ditch the fluoride toothpaste. Make sure you don't have fluoride in your water. If you do, get a shower filter, at least a charcoal shower filter, because the fluoride likes to bond to the chlorine and the steam, and you can filter it out just with a charcoal shower filter. These are easy to get. You can also filter your water with a distiller or a reverse osmosis system and what have you, but there's simple steps towards getting less fluoride in your life. And that's an important piece of the puzzle, because fluoride bonds to aluminum and pulls it into your brain, because fluoride is nano level. It can bypass the blood-brain barrier, and it'll pull that aluminum into your brain. Also, mineralization. I spoke about it earlier. I'm going to talk about it one more time. If you're mineral deficient, you're walking around like a sponge, and then you're absorbing toxins from your environment trying to get the minerals that you need. And we don't all need to be sponges. We can level up and understand what's happening and embrace the truth and act like we know the truth, because we do. It's part of being an activist, being a truther, being aware in this world. We have to walk the walk and talk the talk and pass this information on to our children, but not just pass it on, but show them and act, and show them how we act so that they can imitate us. Children are very good imitators, which makes it so important that we eat healthy and show them how it is to eat healthy. Mineral-dense foods will get you the minerals that you need, and you can take bioavailable supplements such as Irish sea moss. I take an Irish sea moss, bladderwrack, burdock supplement. Those three things, Irish sea moss, which is a seaweed, bladderwrack, which is a seaweed, and burdock, which is a root, those three herbs give you all the minerals that you need on a daily basis. And then when you have all those minerals, which is about 120 minerals that you need on a daily basis, then you're not a sponge in your environment absorbing the chemtrails and the toxic things in your life. So you don't have to be a mineral deficient sponge. You can be up to speed on your minerals. You can also get mineral dense foods such as organ meat or organ supplements or grass-fed beef or liver or like caviar, like fish eggs. Those are very mineral dense. But you can do your research. Also, for detoxing the heavy metals, there's chlorella. There's also, like I said, silica-rich foods, silica-rich herbs, such as bamboo. You can get bamboo-activated charcoal. You can get bamboo tea. Like they make tea bags that you can just steep the bamboo. It's like the leaves from the bamboo. Because bamboo grows in sand, and sand is silica. And then the bamboo literally eats the sand and makes the silica bioavailable. We can't eat the sand, so we have to eat the plants that eat the sand. And then that silica is good for our hair, good for our bones, good for our skin, and it also bonds to aluminium and pulls it out of our system. Another amazing herb that I recommend everyone learning about is horsetail. Horsetail is an amazing thing. If you forage it on your own, you have to dry it out before you eat it. It has a compound in it that has to be dried out, otherwise it's not that good for you. And then also, I take cilantro, which I believe is maybe not a word here. Coriander is you know it as. You can get coriander supplements, like in capsule form or tinctures. Coriander will pull the heavy metals out of your system. This is called chelation. CHELATE, chelate, or chelation. And that's the word that means pulling the metals out of your system. We can all do a little better, and we can learn how to chelate our bodies, we can learn how to mineralize, and we can learn how to detox through saunas and living a better lifestyle. And especially passing this information on to our children. So if anybody has any questions about this, I'm happy to answer them. Come up to me during the music. I'm going to come around and make sure every single person has one of these badges because I don't want to go home with any of them. Thank you. And then also, please email me, frankenskies@gmail.com. If you haven't seen my film, Frankenskies, which came out in 2018, it's palpable for just about anybody. Even if you just watch the first 15 minutes, it goes through the historical chronology of how weather engineering was created by the military-industrial complex. The footage starts in the 1920s. The patents start in the 1890s. If anybody ever questions the weather warfare, the weather engineering, the solar geoengineering, the chemtrails, just tell them that there's patents that go back to the 1890s. That's enough of a seed to be planted in the first encounter. Frankensky starts in the 1920s with historical stock footage from the military-industrial complex and goes all the way to modern day. By the time the film gets to the 1960s and the weather is weaponized in Vietnam with Operation Popeye, it is self-evident that the weather can be and is weaponized, and it still is being used against us today because so many people are unaware and ignorant about the topic. If you just look up, you can see this chemtrail haze above the skies, and you can even see these like little bits of ripple lines in it because of the frequencies that are being used in the chemtrails. And there's natural, beautiful, normal clouds among us today. God bless them. So please reach out to me, frankenskies@gmail.com. Don't be a stranger. I'm also on Facebook, Matt Landman, and I'm here for you for any questions you have on this topic or anything else in your world if you're ever having a down day and you need a friend. So thank you for coming out today. I really appreciate you all. I love you all. And please stay for the music. And if you can come out to the pub afterwards, we're going to Carpenter's Arm, which is 12 Seymour Place. It's like a 5-minute walk. And thank you again.